Truth is, I'm tired.
Welcome to Tired Tuesdays.
Welcome to Tired Tuesdays. My name is A03.
And my name is Lenny Harrell.
And this is the season finale of Tired Tuesdays. Okay, now it hurts.
Right.
Now it actually hurts. Okay.
If y'all don't know what we doing, it's The Crown.
We've been watching The Crown on Netflix. Like, I finished all 4 seasons in a matter of days.
I still got a couple more episodes to watch to the last season.
It's bad, but the show is amazing.
It's really...
There's nothing like shade with an English accent.
Right.
My God. I mean, like...
And royal drama.
Royal white people drama.
Right.
Because if you notice, the black folk in the whole season, they never had no problem.
They had no issues whatsoever.
They minded their business.
All of their business.
I mean, I'm pretty sure there was some inaccuracies about that as well. But,
I don't know. There hasn't really been a black person that has come up.
Well, they're will in season 6.
This is also true.
Okay. Because they got 2 more seasons to go.
That's if they decide to jump that quick.
Oh no, they're doing everything.
They're jumping that quick?
They're doing everything.
To William and Harry?
They're jumping all the way to Meghan Markle.
They just jumping.
No, they're not jumping, but they're going to tell those stories.
Oh yeah, no. I knew they were going to.
Because like season 5 is going to deal with like Diana dying and the whole fallout from that, and then season 6 is going to probably be about Kate and William and Harry and Meghan. Because that's really where we are now, and it's probably going to deal with a little bit of Edward and Jeffrey Epstein too.
Yeah, they would have to.
They have to do
that. Would only be right.
So
that would only be right. It's a really good show.
Yeah.
That's a lot of drama though. Royal drama.
We're not endorsed by them, but it's just the fact that we've been watching them, and the Margaret Thatcher voice is our new favorite thing to do.
Yeah, because she always sounds winded and smoked out.
And she don't smoke. So it's like, where does voice come from?
And she talked dumb slow. So
dumb
like,
slow.
It's like...
And if you notice, whenever she talks, the queen is like right there.
Right.
To say
Always.
But I love the show. And I was late on that. Like,
right. And you finished it.
And I finished it, yeah.
Right.
Like, I really wasn't watching the show. And all of a sudden I was like, oh, this is it.
Right.
I've been watching this every day for the past week and a half. But yes, so welcome to Tired Tuesdays.
Welcome.
It's been a really fun season. 11 episodes.
11 episodes.
Consistently.
Technically 12 because of the talent show.
No, that was episode 9.
Was it?
Yep. We just didn't post it on YouTube.
Oh, got you.
But yeah, so this is our 11th episode, and we didn't take no breaks.
Nope.
Amen. We gave y'all a lot this season.
Yeah.
We gave y'all special guests. We gave y'all a talent show.
Mm-hmm.
We gave y'all commentary.
Mm-hmm.
We gave y'all a lot this season, and I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Because next season we're gonna come with even more.
Amen.
Of the same.
We gave y'all set changes.
Okay.
We gave y'all a banner.
Okay.
We gave y'all replays on YouTube.
Right. Even though the band is not up right now, we switching some things around.
We making some changes. We gave y'all merch.
Mm-hmm. Come on now, hit the link.
And for Sparkle and Cameron, when you guys get your merch, please take pictures and show us, because we would love to see you guys with your merch.
Exactly.
Hold on.
Todd, what's up?
We got this drink here.
Oh, and this is
Is that Margaret Thatcher?
Oh, okay. This is also my favorite season. It is the Christmas season.
This is your favorite season?
Yeah, my favorite holiday season.
I should know that.
Yeah, you know how crazy I go around Christmas.
Very true.
Like, yeah. So the house is already decorated, and this isn't eggnog though, even though there is some in the refrigerator.
Yeah, that's not eggnog in my glass. That's a little libation.
He got some extra shit.
Celebration.
Did I make that a little too strong?
No, it's quite good.
Okay.
It's quite good.
It's quite good.
Quite good.
All right.
I'm gonna lose my voice talking.
Right.
Oh my god. What up, Ty?
What up, Ty?
So yeah, it's been a great season. It's been a lot of stuff to talk about and deal with. It's interesting that we did 2 seasons in the same year. Usually seasons like overlap.
Right.
But we started off season 2. Did we start season 2 in Rona?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we did start season 2.
Because we was like, we might as well start it.
Yeah, because we were doing it separately.
Yeah.
And then we basically took a break over the summer. Even though we really didn't take any breaks. There was a lot of stuff going on.
Right.
And then we came back with season 3. When we could finally come back together and really have our conversations and whatnot. So
our guest for today, real quick, let me introduce him again.
Yes.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Say hi, Frankie.
Say hi, bud.
Say hi, Frank.
Say hi. He's like,
Frankie, put me down.
Okay. Alright, cool.
Put me down.
Put me down. Don't you want to stand?
What was your favorite moment from this season 3?
The talent show.
The talent show.
I will have to say the talent show.
Amen.
Yeah,
the talent show was a lot of fun.
That was fun.
Yes.
And we have decided that we are definitely doing it again.
Every season we got to do a talent show.
Yeah, so that was fun.
Okay, that jingle's gonna get on my nerves.
No, it's not.
I know it's not gonna get on my nerves.
It's joy to the world. The Lord has come. Let her
We should be getting more in the shot.
receive a king.
Let every
No, you know what? No.
prepare the room. Oh my God! I'm sorry if y'all have not watched The Crown.
Yeah,
please.
please.
Specifically season 3
3
and 4.
to 4.
Because when Margaret Thatcher comes, she just gives us a whole bunch of life.
Yeah, it's the greatest thing.
It's everything.
And the shade goes up. It goes up 20 notches.
Ooh, and in season 4, it's the worst.
Right, right.
They just don't care.
Right.
Oh my God. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That is all.
That's all. I need a buzzer.
Right.
In real life.
Right.
Just buzz people out the room.
Right.
I
don't think I hit the button on the washing machine.
I didn't remember you wrote the show.
I know, I just thought about it.
It's okay.
No, I'm wasting a whole. Okay.
We'll edit this out for the replay.
Can I go run and hit the button real quick?
Yes, go run and hit the button.
Is that tacky?
A bit.
Listen,
But
it's Time
fine.
Tuesdays.
Because it's our season finale. We might as well. Lord today. So how y'all doing?
Oh, it was. I hit it. I just couldn't hear it. Come on, bud. Sorry, y'all. That was real. That was extra.
It's okay.
That was extra.
That damn jingle bell.
Listen, it's
beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere we go. Not really.
How do we feel about Mariah Carey and Ariana Grande and Jennifer Hudson?
Well, the song was a remix of an older song that she released. Mm-hmm. But it was actually really dope to hear Mariah and Ariana singing together, doing their whistle notes together, because for so long everyone was thinking that Ariana was going to replace her.
Yeah.
And I think that was a plant from Tommy Tola. Mm-hmm. And I think Mariah was really smart to get out in front of that.
Yeah.
And have them do something together.
Right.
I don't really understand the point of Jennifer Hudson.
Same. Because they kind of played her on that song. It really didn't make no sense for her to even be on it.
Because, once again, Jennifer Hudson's in a group of 3 and she's in the background.
And no shade. I didn't like how the video was. Like, these 2 other artists aren't artists themselves, but they sing in background for you.
Well, I didn't mind that part. It's Mariah's special.
I understand it's Mariah's special, but everybody should have been in the same color.
Maybe not everybody
should even been there to begin
have
with.
a budget.
No, they still had gowns and beautiful gowns.
Good night. So I didn't mind the song. I thought it was nice and happy for the season.
Oh, sorry. I will always love that comment from Aretha Franklin. God rest her soul.
Beautiful gowns.
Beautiful gowns. Okay, sorry.
Yes.
But yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, so that was.
I didn't see the whole special.
Cool.
Did you see the whole special?
No, I didn't watch the whole special yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm not the big Christmas special person.
Oh, okay.
Like, I've heard these songs before, I didn't hear them again.
Got you.
And
I wanted to see the special just to see what it was like.
Yeah. I like Jingle Jangle.
Jingle Jangle was the shit.
Who is hitting you up during our show?
Sorry, that's work.
Oh.
Sorry. What's I say? I'm having some libations as well.
Amen.
Come on now. Jennifer was just there. It was awkward. It definitely was.
But she got a check, so.
She did.
Get
She
your check.
did.
Do we want to get to the big story? Do we have anything to talk about before we get to the big story?
We just a side remark. If I ever see Chloe and Haley in the street,
oh my God,
I'm just gonna walk up to them, give them a really big hug, and then punch them in the throat and run. And that's where I am there. Okay. All right.
You want to know why we want to be violent towards those two little girls? Is because they just did the Tiny Desk performance for NPR.
Tiny Desk.
Well, it was just released today. They probably did it months ago.
Right.
Complete with live band and orchestra.
And set.
All female band, all female orchestra, horn player, violins, and the two of them sitting on the desk.
And they just sat on a desk and sang their whole entire heart out. And it just made me so angry. I got so mad at how good the performance was, I almost broke my computer screen. Cause I was like, this don't make no sense for these two little girls to be this gifted.
Like, I was working, I was on the clock, and I saw a little notification. I was like, oh, watch the NPR performance. I was like, okay, I can do this. I forgot I was working and literally just paid attention to that for the next 20 minutes.
20 minutes, yep.
Like, I didn't care.
Smashed.
Those
y'all
girls,
haven't seen that.
They are phenomenal.
Yeah.
And not phenomenal in the sense of they'll be hot today and then they're just going to dissipate. I think their career is going to be long lasting because they did not have a meteoric rise to the top.
Right.
It's been gradual, and they get better with every performance, every project.
Single performance.
Yeah, and I think that we're not even at the tip of the iceberg with them.
Yeah.
They might be the new standard for performance for the younger generation.
Yep. I agree.
What I want, though, is for more of the younger generation to do what they're doing. Right. It doesn't have to be the same thing, but to embrace musicality and embrace real singing and arrangements and all that kind of stuff. I think that's what we really need to see.
And embrace performance too.
Yes.
Performance value. Their performance value would be on point. I mean, they come from the school of Beyonce, but even before they came from the school of Beyonce, they were still giving performance on YouTube. Exactly. So there was a core there already.
Yeah.
You know, and plus they have such a respect and such a knowledge of music too as well, which is refreshing.
Yeah.
Right now.
I think Beyonce knew what she was doing.
Oh, she definitely did.
I just hope that, she does right by them in the future.
Yeah, same.
I get the tired because I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I yawn too. It's all right.
Bring back the live performance value. Well, they don't have to bring back live performances for that.
Yeah.
But I also want people to be prepared for their live performances.
And you could tell that they rehearsed. And that was a thing, like, because the transitions were seamless and
I will say that it's very slick, and it's just because of my eye, like because of me being in music and I can see certain things and I hear certain things. They were definitely playing to a track.
Yes.
And embellishing onto the track.
Right.
Because the bass player in the back was not playing that nan one note.
Right.
She didn't play not a note.
Right.
And the guitarist, she wasn't playing nothing either.
Right. It was definitely built upon.
The drums was happening.
Yeah.
They definitely had background vocals that were on the track because there was nobody else singing there.
Right.
But still, if you're going to give a flawless performance and even give the illusion of it being fully live, that's how you do it. Mm-hmm. Like, that's literally how you do it. And once again, from the school of Beyonce, that's I hate them little bitches.
And just smashed it.
Hate them nerves. And I'm just also mad that we don't have the male equivalent of that.
And that's what's upsetting to that is there is absolutely no male equivalent to.
And if there is, we don't know who they are.
Yeah, not yet.
And the ones that are out right now, that ain't it.
Right.
So.
Right.
Shout out to Chloe and Haley. Can't stand y'all, get on my damn nerves.
Not to shit on any other artists, but just saying.
Well, the independent artists, we're doing it. We've been doing it for years, so that's not an issue.
Right.
It's the majors and the ones that have deals and the ones that should know better that don't do better.
Right.
Those are the ones that, you know, I wish they were taking pages out of that book.
Right.
But it's all good. So.
Ron,
also,
Ron?
What up, Ron? By the way, I've got my Heat merchandise.
Yep.
Amen. Which is now available at lennyharold.com.
Mm-hmm. As well as.
Oh yes.
A Natural merch.
Official Kwame merch. Available now at anatural.com.
Okay.
No, anaturalforever.com.
Okay.
Not say the wrong website.
Or you can just go to the link in the bio.
Yes, go to the link in the bio.
Because that'll make it so much more simpler.
Amen.
Alright, so we can get into the nitty gritty. Yeah.
The title of today's episode. What?
Look across the street.
Sorry. The title of today's episode, if you guys have not seen it in the room, Tired. Hence Tired Tuesdays. Calling it that for several reasons, but the most important reason, well, not the most important reason, but the most immediate reason is, if you haven't been aware, Teyana Taylor has decided that she's going to retire from music. She posted on Twitter last week, I think it was, about how she pretty much was just done and she was feeling unappreciated and, you know, just alone in the industry after putting so much hard work in for so many years. And I think the fans felt like she was talking about them not appreciating her.
Right.
So she came out with a video where she basically clarified all of her words and was basically like, no, it's not the fans, even though some of y'all are a little shady.
Right.
But it's really about the label and the fact that she doesn't feel supported. And if you think about her journey, she really hasn't been.
Right.
You know, she was signed when she was 15 years old to Pharrell's label. Nothing really came out of that, you know, super amazing. And those of you who are old enough to remember or aware enough to remember, she was on MTV for My Super Sweet 16.
Yeah.
That's where I first got introduced to her.
Right.
Just as this really dope, cool chick who was like, you know, in the hip hop royalty family. And then she got signed to Pharrell. That didn't work out. Then she got signed to Kanye, and we saw what they did with KTSE and how her album got released before she was even ready.
Yeah.
And it just mishandled that whole entire thing.
Yeah.
And then when she basically was saying, like, you know, when something is going well for her, that's when Def Jam, her label, would be like, yes, our artist, Teyana Taylor.
Def Jam's very own.
Def Jam's very own.
Yeah.
But then when she needed the help, they were nowhere to be found.
Right.
She had some issues with another artist by the name of Nikki Blanco, who was doing some work with her that Kanye actually commissioned to be done, and he complained on social media that he never got paid. And he came at her, and she was like, I'm not the one who hired you.
Right.
It was Kanye. So instead of you coming at me like this, let me go to my people and see what we can do about it. So she had to be the one to smooth that over when it really shouldn't even been her responsibility.
Right.
It was Def Jam's responsibility, or Kanye, or Good Music. It was their responsibility to smooth that over. So she was just tired of always being the one to save her own career. And
that she was given 100%. She was stylist, makeup artist, choreographer, director, producer, executive producer. Like, she was coming in doing a lot, and she was saying that, you know, she didn't have the advantages of having top tier production, where she really believes that she should have been, and honestly she should have been.
Right.
Because Teyana really, she works her fucking ass off. And but yeah, and she said that she just didn't have the machine behind her. Yeah. And she especially their marketing division.
And she also wanted to clarify that this was not about the Grammys, that she didn't care about the Grammys, even though it was a travesty that she wasn't nominated.
Right.
And me being on the board and not seeing her name, to me, was a problem, because I nominated her. Like, when I voted for the nominations, I voted for her. Right. You know, for Best R&B Album. I don't know who else did or didn't, but it's kind of messed up, whoever didn't. And also the fact that in the R&B album category, there were no women whatsoever, and yet women pretty much ran R&B this year. Yeah. So she said it didn't have to do with her not getting nominated, but it's also just about the principles of the industry and how things are just very lopsided and unfair. Right. And so I'm I'm with her 1,001%. And I believe that 2020 has opened up a lot of people's eyes to how the business really works, how the business is no respecter of persons and its lack of care and compassion, about how they're selective of who they support based on the bottom dollar and not about talent. And it's something that we've known for forever, but I think now because there were no distractions and we could see how, you know, how the industry has been affected by COVID, and how one major arm of the business with performing and touring was canceled, how the other parts of the business kind of just fell into shambles because everybody knew how to do their job.
Right.
So now you have all these artists that are like, let me go.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to recover from this anytime soon. And what I'm not going to do is suffer and not be able to feed myself and my family because y'all can't get it together.
And that was one of the major things that she had said. She said that she was walking into Def Jam offices and asking them to drop her, and they just wouldn't do it.
Right.
And so this is what really encouraged her retirement, and for her to move forward and try to be an indie artist.
So, Ice Coldine Ron said, who else is responsible for her career? I know the principle of what you're asking, but the fact of the matter is she signed a contract that not only obligates her to be the artist for the label, but it also obligates the label to be the label for the artist.
And she's held her end of the bargain.
And exactly. She's created the content. She has done her job. She's stayed in the studio. She's done the videos.
She's done her tours
she's
herself.
She's done everything she's supposed to do.
Yeah.
But if you're not going to take the extra money that you're saving from her doing all her own stuff and put that towards marketing and promotion, you're not doing your job. And that's how you save an artist's career, is by marketing and promotion. Any label knows that, which is why you have somebody like, and I hate to say this, like a Cardi, who wins because her label is supporting her with marketing and promotion. She don't have the best album, she don't have the best songs, but she's got the machine for marketing and promotion.
Yeah, that can make you believe that she has the best album and she has the best song.
Exactly. And I feel like at this point, Teyana's tired.
Yeah,
she said she was tired.
And that's what she said. She was like, yo, I'm tired. She was like, this has been an endless fight, a constant fight. And Teyana's been consistent. When she drops a project, she's been consistent. And at the end of the day, even her, you know, juggling just being a wife and a mother on top of it, and then, you know, having to juggle all the responsibilities of wearing all those hats. That's not easy. And a ball is gonna get dropped when you have all those hats to wear, and then you gotta pick it up if nobody else is there to pick it up. And so that also creates time. But when she drops something, the girl is consistent. She's been giving us music for the past 2 years straight.
Yeah. And when you look at it, when people are they're thinking about their future, like, the future is more important than the now. And when you have a family, especially, that's where your focus has to be. And if your now is not contributing to your focus, which is the future, you gotta rethink some things. Look at Rihanna. Music is not on her priority list at all.
It's not, because when you think about this game, there's so much that you have to do in order to maintain this thing called
celebrity.
I don't even want to say celebrity. Just maintaining the attention of people. It's a lot that has to go into that, and after a while you just get tired. And just like Rihanna's like, you know, she's like, I'm giving y'all your albums. I done gave it to you in lingerie and in makeup and in these lashes, and now I got a men's line. Now I got more stuff coming out for y'all too. That's this album. Y'all gonna wear this album.
And guess who else is tired? The queen of them all, Beyonce.
Yeah, because even she's sitting down.
She said that she's taking a break to just worry about the rest of her life.
Yeah, and I think,
like, she's been consistently giving us music, and she's done.
And she's a mother, and she's put in her hours for all of this, and it makes sense. And it's you know what's funny is what are they saying in the comments? Should we pause for a second, or are we okay?
Ty said women ran R&B this year. The Grammys fucked up royally in that category. They definitely did. Ron is saying 100% respect your opinions, but who cares if she's a wife and a mother and artist? It's the cards she's dealt. And you sound like the label. But here's the thing. We know that a label does not care about all the additives. They care about their bottom dollar. And we understand that. So because we understand that, we can also reserve the right to be like, yeah, I'm good. If that doesn't fit into someone's equation anymore, then she has the right to say, thank you, I'm exiting stage left.
And for me, I know that the label they don't care about all the extra stuff either. And I definitely co-sign that. But at the end of the day, when you're putting in all of this work and you're constantly putting it in, and you have the artist to your left and you have the artist to your right that's getting the budget that's on the same label, and you're sitting over here doing everything yourself and manning the ship and making sure that the ship is stocked, and then making sure that your people are paid, and going back and forth, and everybody that you believe that had maybe this one thing that you really needed help with taken care of, they dropped the ball, and now you got to go and pick up the ball, and now you also got to be the artist too on top of it.
Because she's basically the artist and the label for herself.
Yeah, and she and you know, and everybody's like, well, you need to just go indie, and she's like, baby, I'm trying to go indie, but they won't drop me because they understand what they have with Teyana. What the label has with Teyana is a product that is going to make itself, and they don't have to spend money, and they know this, and that's the reason why they're not going to let her go. And at the end of the day, now she's taking the reins by it, and she's going, look, I'm done. I'm now spent. Since you don't want to support me, I've given all that I can give to make this happen. And when you're fighting that hard, and the dream no longer is the dream that you had initially, and it now becomes work, and it now becomes stress, and now it takes toll on your mental health, it ain't worth it no more.
Ron said, you guys are more talented than 95% of the industry. Is it fair that you're not on top?
It is what it is. It is what it is. There's a bunch of factors with that, though. There's a bunch of factors with that. I know for me, I will speak for myself. There's been moments where I've been inconsistent. There have been moments where, you know, I just didn't feel like it. There's been moments where I have been extremely tired because even though I may have a team, I still wear a lot of hats within the team. So like, at the end of the day, it's difficult, and especially when you're manning the ship with your own coin. If you're manning the ship with your own coin, and then you're also working on top of that, like you're juggling both of those things. So you also have to prioritize. All right, well, I just dropped this album. We got this content. Oh, I need to do something else, but we're going to have to wait about a month for me to save up because I still got to pay my rent. I still got to pay my cell phone bill. I still got to pay these lights. I still got to do this. And so before that extra video comes into play, you got to save up all of that. You may have had all of this other content stored, but when that comes, and that could have just been the prime time, but it just happened to be that one moment that starts to slow down everything, and then as soon as you drop that video, now you got to start the engine all over again, and then you're back at square one because you don't have the machine, and that's where it gets tiresome. So
let's put this in the context of indie artists, because that's something that Tired Tuesdays, you know, we're supposed to represent is the indie artist.
And that's the way I'm speaking.
One of the things that I learned along the way is, or that I was taught along the way, that a lot of people were preaching is content is king.
Yeah.
And in order to be successful in this business, you have to already have content in the bag, or be constantly creating content for the consumption so that you can stay relevant, stay in people's faces, and to get the fan base that you need so you can have the longevity of the play that you like.
Right.
So, over the last 3 years, I tried my best to work off of that concept. I put out an album in 2017. I put out a video in 2017. I did another video in 2018. I put out an EP in 2018. In 2019, like, I released, you know, singles and videos, did the shows, did, you know, appearances, the fashion shows. I literally was creating so much stuff, and this year put out 3 projects, videos, live concerts, and all that kind of stuff. And the numbers are not the thing that's bothering me. What it is that I'm looking at it from the aspect of how much money I've spent, how much time I put in, and the return on these investments.
That's the way I've been looking at it too.
They have not been what I needed,
right,
to continue doing this way. While I know that there are people that love the music, and while I know that there are people that enjoy hearing me sing, I also know that enjoyment is not going to pay my rent. I know that enjoyment is not going to get me a new apartment. I know that enjoyment is not going to make it so that I can continue to do music in a financially stable way. It's not going to happen. So the idea of content being king, the real king is your bank account.
Yeah.
And I don't think that people really understand that.
Right.
So as independent artists, you do get to a point more often than not of being tired. And I guess I can say it now if that's okay. Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm retiring. A Natural is gonna sit his ass down indefinitely. But for now, he is chilling because right now it's not feasible for my life going forward as an adult. Mm-hmm. And I believe that a lot of what Teyana has been going through is something that I've personally been going through. I've never been signed to a label, but I have depended upon teams of people who said one thing and did another. Mm-hmm. Whether it be management, whether it be for me as an artist, whether it be management for me as a producer and a songwriter, whether it be as, companies that I was with or whoever. And I've always found that I do better on my own, but now I'm just tired of doing it on my own because I'm tired of spending that money.
Right.
And I feel like, at this point, because we're getting older and the world is so different now, we have to start looking at things differently as we grow older. Mm-hmm. Especially everybody put out these Spotify streaming numbers. And it's wonderful for the people that were able to reach 132,000 streams or 4.5 million streams. And yet, what does that equal?
Right.
For most people, about $5. Right. Maybe $25.
That was one of the main reasons why I just didn't share my streams, because I just didn't feel like, who needs to see that?
And I hate the fact that I shared mine, because I was trying to do it differently, because it wasn't just about Spotify, it was about everything all together to make me feel better, I guess. But then after I'm looking at it, I'm like, they're only doing this to create more division within people and for them to be more motivated to spend the money to pay Spotify to get featured or get more streams, even though they're losing money.
Every Spotify post that I saw that had what would be considered low numbers, I congratulated those people.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, you still were putting in your hours, you still were putting in your work, and you were being as consistent as you possibly could in the time that you had. So that was a victory, and I believe that it needed to be celebrated. Yeah. So, and for me, I just didn't want to put out numbers because it doesn't make any sense. Now for me, now with the way that I look at my artistry, and I plan on having a big old meeting tomorrow about it, is that I look at my artistry and this music thing as a storefront. And I have a storefront business out here on a very busy street. All right. And so, you invest in all of this money in the actual storefront, the window, the promotion, the inside is beautiful. You have all of this time to think about the branding of what you're doing, what your menu's gonna be, blah, 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 blah. But if you ain't got enough people coming into that storefront to where you can make back on your investment and also pay your rent, you gotta look at certain things in a whole different light.
They say that, what is it like?
You can push as hard as you want to. And I've been doing this since I was 14. I've been signed 3 times and I've had my experience in this. And so I am very much on the fence. I feel like I may have one more full project in me and that is it. And I'm sitting my black ass down.
I'm done.
Yeah. This one is finished.
I'm done.
This one's done.
I am done.
And plus my attention, both of our attention has been going elsewhere.
Yeah.
Right now, my job pays my bills. So my focus.
Well, not even that, but we're in different stages. And if you know me, then you know that I've always been someone who advocates for giving platforms to other people.
Right.
So over the last 3 years, I definitely dedicated myself to myself, but that's changing.
Right.
I want to get back to working with other artists. I will make an announcement very soon about an artist that I just signed to Natural City Music. You guys will know who that is very soon.
I'm so excited about this too.
Hear from that person very soon. But yeah, that's what I want to do. You know, I'm getting my consultation business off the ground because of the experience that I have. I want to be able to give those gems and those nuggets to other people. So to me, that is me creating my now legacy. You know, A Natural to me was a responsibility, but now it's about the legacy. Like I did what I was supposed to do. At least I believe that I did what I was supposed to do as A Natural. And especially with this last project.
Right.
And I'm good.
Right.
Little noise problem.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Sorry, y'all.
But yeah, like I feel like, you know, and if you think about it, like I'm going back to Chloe and Haley, I kind of want to move out the way. I kind of want to move out the way, even though I'm definitely not in their way, but I want to move out the way from the need for me to be seen and heard, and to really provide that for the next generation.
I feel you. I would love to truly be on an artist development squad with someone and really develop an artist from the ground up, and really make it something really, really fucking special. And I feel like that's where my mind is too right now. There's so much that my creative sense, I feel, can offer to the world, and maybe it's not so much through me, maybe through me as me being the front of that. Right. Well, maybe it's my actions through someone else, you know?
And I feel like, you know, the world is, like I said, the world is different.
Yeah.
COVID has changed everything, but even beyond that, like just the way that people consume music, the way that people promote and release music, like social media has taken over everything, and I just don't believe that A Natural was built for that.
Right.
I believe that because A Natural has been around for a lot of time, you know, maybe we just got to know who he is over the last 3 years as this R&B artist, but he's been doing this for a long time. Why am I talking about him like it's not me? But like, he's been doing this for a long time, and I've seen the whole shift of advantage, if that makes sense. And we talked about this last week, I think, when we were talking about how, or it was a couple weeks ago, about the apps and too many apps, and how those people who work with an advantage are the ones that really succeed. And I think we're starting to see that more and more, where the apps are catered to the younger generations.
Of course.
The music that is coming out, we see it with what the Grammys just put out now, with all the different Billboard Awards and American Music Awards. Like, we can see that more and more the industry is not catering to us. Right. What I don't want to do is become bitter about it. I want to be able to contribute to the industry in a way that keeps me being useful, but also is a place of safety for new artists. Right. That's really what I want to be.
And something to do with all that experience.
Exactly. You know? Because we know that the industry is cutthroat and it is changing so fast, I want to make sure that the newer artists that are coming up don't get got by the system. But
it's about disrupting that system. Yeah. And if you can disrupt that system, then you can tear it all down, and you can create other outlets for other people. What we got on the comments?
Let's see. Yeah, when the dream is not working no more, you gotta go and regroup. Amen. Amen. Enjoyment is not going to pay the rent. Ron said he wants to have this talk with us, you know, outside of here, because he's got a lot of things to say. That's fine.
I love Ron.
Yes, because Ron knows how to talk. And then Chrissy goes, "What am I retiring from?" I'm just retiring A Natural as an artist. Like, he's cool. Like, no more albums. You may get a song here and there, but y'all got enough material for me to listen to for like the next 20 years. Let's see. You did congratulate me, and I appreciated it, Lenny. Yes, you congratulated Ty. Amen. Chrissy said, I got songs, A, less work. I know you got songs, and you keep hitting me up, I understand. Let's see. Lamar Tyree said, I just came back to this combo. Okay. And he said, no. It's okay. But here's the other thing though. Like, if y'all are really real, and this is where I felt Teyana. She said, let's be real. I don't feel unappreciated by the fans, but some of y'all didn't listen to that last album. And I'm gonna say the same thing. But yeah, some of y'all didn't listen to that last album. Some of y'all didn't listen to the album before that. And I'm not mad. I know that in order to get my music out to the most amount of people, I've got to have the machine. I've got to have the finances. I've got to have the money and the advantage. I will say maybe there's one thing that I know for sure that would have set me over the edge.
What?
And I know you don't like when I talk about this.
What?
But if I had gotten skinny.
I get you. I get you with that. But
if I had gotten skinny and started selling sex, then I would have been out of here.
And I mean, to be honest with you, I know that's even been certain things that when I was signed, that's what they wanted to do with me too. They wanted to just, I was in the gym literally every fucking day except Saturday and Sunday, and it was about making sure that I just completely just sold sex. And I was like, my artistry is more than just sex, you know what I mean? And that was difficult for me because it was like I felt like I was being thrown into a box. I have all of these innovative ideas, and even I find myself somewhat upset at times when I see other artists able to be their full creative selves in this industry and garner support, and it goes, fuck, well, what was the difference between, like, why couldn't I have done that? Like, one of the main things that was so weird to me was that before Miguel became Rockstar Miguel, that's where I was trying to take my music from the beginning, and everybody kept telling me, no, there's no audience for it. And then all of a sudden Miguel garners this wide audience and starts killing everything. And, and this is when I was signed, and that's why I wasn't signed anymore. And I've gone in different directions, but I don't think that, because there are those artists that have not sold sex, but they still they've done other things to get the advantage. Right. But some of them troll, drama. But it is also, and you have to put this into account, it's also way harder for a brown-skinned black man. Oh, of course. But also, like, there's a lot of factors. Unfortunately, that's another aspect and spectrum of the whole entire. Because then I would have ran into that, and like if I would have got skinny, then it would have been like, well, you're too dark. And then at that point, I'm like, well, I don't know what I can do. I'm not gonna like my skin. Right. Because you look at somebody like a Mario, and he's still struggling. Like, he should be bigger than what he is. And Mario can sing his fucking ass off. But now Mario's selling sex, and he's on OnlyFans, and it's like, oh. And now he's getting what he feels like he needs. Yeah. So it's like, at this point, I think I know I don't feel like playing the game anymore. What are you doing? I know that I have accomplished a lot of great things in my career. And I'll say, not even just in my career, but in the last 3 years, I was able to accomplish more than what I ever imagined. And I'm very grateful for it. I just know that at this time, it is time to move on to bigger and better things. Same. And I want to create that platform for other artists, so that I can really have a legacy. Right. Like, my legacy goes beyond just putting out music. Right. And I think being able to realize that before I get to the quote unquote age of that, like most of the label owners are in their 40s or 50s. Right. I want to get to that point now. I don't want to get to that point when I'm 50 and like, oh, I only got a few years left. Right. Right. Like, I want to be at a point where I'm like, okay, I have created this platform, and I've got a slew of artists that are carrying the Natural City Music name or brand, or even not even that. They don't have to be signed to me. They just need to be at least affected by the work that I've done. So someone you drop nuggets to, and, you know what I mean, and we're able to use those nuggets and create sculptures out of them. Exactly. Yeah. What he said, Lamar said, fat niggas need love too. Good night. Word though. I mean, we get love, just not the love that y'all should be putting to music. I need private albums though. I mean, there's no private albums. Everything's out there. You got stuff in I mean, yeah, but y'all have to come to the house to hear it. I'm not putting that out. Right. But yeah, like, I'm retiring. And I am at such a peace with it because I feel like I'm going out at the highest point of my career, because my last project was literally me doing what I feel God called me to do, and I feel like that's the way that I would want to go out. Right. So I'm happy. Gotcha. I'm happy. And y'all will see me, like, I can still do a feature here and there. Right. Right. I might still do a concert or a show or
you know, something, but it ain't gonna be like no, like, you know.
But you know what? Retirement, even though you're saying retirement, because I'll be honest, we were both in this mind state. Nat just reached retirement mind state faster than what I did. But I am in that mind state. Like I said earlier, there's probably one more album left in me, and I'm gonna call it quits myself. But this is evolution now.
Yeah.
This isn't, you know what I mean? This is
not an exit.
Right.
It's just, yeah, like you said, it's an evolution.
Yep. This is now a next step. You've been on this one step for a while. Now it's just time to take the next step. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all.
I knew he was gonna say that. I was waiting for him to say that.
What?
Ron said, y'all niggas tripping, I got a battery to put in your bag. You don't have a battery to put in my bag. The only battery that you could put in my back right now to make me continue doing this is to give me a good check for $150,000.
Listen.
To put out 2 more album cycles. And not just album cycles, because that includes the album, that includes the promotion, that includes the videos, wardrobe, my haircuts, and a new apartment. Because I still need that. Because I need to quit my job, but I still need to have my apartment.
In order to have the time that you really truly need in order to make this shit happen.
Okay, those batteries must equal no less than $150,000. So if you have those batteries to put in my back, by all means, open me up and put it in. Pause. I should have said in the microphone, open me up and put it in. Pause.
Yo.
Oh my god.
Yo. That was fucking hilarious. Okay, that's our clip.
That's the one. Open me up. So yeah, that's where I'm at with it now. Like I'm good. Because like I said, my heart is way more into creating the platform. And helping others. And I don't want to fight for attention no more. Like, y'all make this shit hard. Like, on some real shit. On some real shit, like, things move so much quicker now. And it's like, on some real shit, I'll be like, I just got off of work. Like, I just want to get into bed. Who want to be on Instagram? I can't. Like, I'm not cut out for it no more. I'm just not. Like, we talked about this 2 weeks ago. With every new app that's coming out, now I gotta add something else to my repertoire just to be seen and heard by y'all. Yeah, things that you have to keep updating. And my thing is this: I've already done the work by creating the content and promoting it. Now it would be nice if the consumers would do the work by going to find it. I don't know how many times I've gotten so sick and tired of hearing this year, oh, y'all need to send me some good R&B artists. Look for us. We are there. Ain't no good R&B out right now. But because you're not looking. Nobody wants to do the work to actually go and search through Spotify's or the Apple Music's or the titles and actually comb through and actually find artists. But y'all know every Friday something comes out that's new on Apple Music. Go and look for us. Like, we're there. And yet you won't, because I haven't forced you to do it. Or because I have to fight the algorithm to make sure it gets in front of your face. Like, I just don't have the energy to fight for that for me anymore. I will fight for that for the artists that I work with, but I don't need to fight for that for me anymore. Not anymore. And it's weird too, because I'm in this other mindset of just like, I matter to me enough, and I don't feel the need to be pushing myself so you can find a reason for me to matter to you. I'm good. You know what I mean? And that's just like... Because if you think about it, like, I want to support my friends and family. So I understand when only my friends and family support me. And it's super hard to get people that don't know me to support me. I get that. But I don't know y'all. And I don't want to have to work for you. I will work to introduce you to the other artists that I'm working with. Because those streams ain't paying nothing. They're not paying nothing. And at the end of the day, you can do all of this for the love of it. And that's out of respect. And if you want to do that, and if that's where your heart is, then by all means, knock your fucking self out. But if you're looking to use this as a source of income, there's a whole other way you got to think about it. There's a whole other way you got to move. There's a whole other way you got to be prepared to make sacrifices in order to make it happen. And that's just what it is. We've talked about this before, about reimagining the concept of success.
Right. Exactly.
And I believe wholeheartedly that I am a highly successful independent artist. I have achieved that for myself. And I believe that no one can take that away from me. I believe that the awards that I've won, I believe that, the shows that I've been able to do speak to that. I believe the messages that I've received from people, whether it be just a few, about how my music has touched them in whatever way, like, that makes me successful.
Right.
I don't need a Grammy.
Right.
I don't need 1 million album sales. I don't need to be the top person on social media with the most followers.
Right.
I don't need any of that. Right. And I definitely don't need a label to validate me.
Right.
Especially when they're just gonna put me on the shelf like they're doing with Teyana Taylor.
Right.
So I'm at a point now where
I know the shelf game. I've been on the shelf on a record label. That's not fun.
And I'm at a point now where
not fun at all.
Like, I'm good with what I've done. I have no notes. Right. Like, I have no notes, and I can sit in that and know that I did what I was supposed to come here to do.
Right.
And now I can move on to the next thing I'm supposed to do. So
we got some comments because it's almost at our hour.
I've been going in. Let's see. Ty said he hates fighting for attention on all levels. I know that's right. That's why I'm single right now. That new Lenny Harold Heat hoodie. Hey, he.
Link in my bio.
Amen. The streams ain't paying shit. They sure not.
Okay.
How will it be any different for that artist than it is for you? Because I can devote all of my attention and time to it and not worry about what I'm going to get out of it. My focus will be solely on them.
And number one, you're only focused on one side of the picture.
Exactly.
Not being all of the hats behind the scene.
And still having to be the artist.
And having to be the person on the front. Because that's, y'all don't understand. When you gotta set up your rehearsal time, get your dancers in line, schedule rehearsals, make sure the venue has everything you need, make sure travel expenses, and if you are doing all of this, and then by the time you get there, you got to make sure sound check is in place, you got to make sure that the lighting rig that you asked for is actually working, and then sometimes that's not working, and then you got to go and make sure dancers are all set, or your band is all set, and that their room is actually what it needs to be, or if the room isn't what it needs to be, how you can quickly adjust, and then you got to get into a mindset about 10-15 minutes before you go on stage, and then when it's all over,
all of this after you done work the 8-hour shift.
Yes, and sometimes you're coming right off of work, going right to the venue to make sure that you are manning
know how
the
many
shit.
times that I was working and I had to leave my office and go straight to New York for a show,
and not to say like that,
and to get treated badly at the show,
right? And not to say like, because when you're in it, you want to do it. When you're in it, you're there, and not to say like that's like, that's the bad side of it, or we're making, this is what it is. But people don't respect all of the other levels. Like, you only see the outside of it, and you're not seeing all of this back-end logistic work that just went down in order to make that front look as good as it did.
We might have to do a second hour, because they're talking about doing a 3-hour Zoom call. Because I still have a lot to say. Like, I also want to talk about the fact that in 2018 and 2019, I spent close to $35,000 on the Ascension to Rain National Project.
I'm not even gonna say how much I spent on Cosmic.
It might have been more. And just to get my taxes back, and I only made back about a good $3,000.
And it's like, where
and that money went straight to the rent.
Did you get that money back?
Did not get that money back.
Have you seen that money back yet?
I have not seen that money back yet.
Right, and this is what I'm saying. Like, at that point, you have to weigh what is best for you at that time.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
And that just makes sense. It does. And that's the realism of the whole thing. We can discuss this till we're blue in the face, but at the end of the day, if you are set on not having to spend that amount of money all the time and sacrificing other little things, and you're just over it, then
or
it's just
if you get that money from somebody else and they don't need you to pay it back, then by all means have at it.
Exactly.
But right now I gotta pay my rent.
Exactly, and that's way more important. It's cold out here.
Ron really wants to scream on camera, and I don't know if I'm gonna give him the opportunity, because Ron should just come out from the boonies and have a conversation. I'm not doing this on time. Yeah. Anyway, because I don't think we need to do it in the second hour. I think everybody got the point.
Right.
You guys, it's been a great third season.
Yes.
And I want to have the time to do this and not feel tired. Because this is another thing that we're working on.
This is
and
true.
I want this to be consistent. And I don't want it to lose any quality.
Right.
I'm still like, we're trying to be an artist.
Right.
I'm good.
Because this season, I'll be honest, on the back end of this, I have not been as consistent because there has been other shit that I have been prioritizing. So, like, next season, I plan on being more consistent.
And next season, I plan on doing less.
Listen, we both try to figure out how to do less on this end because we understand that this is an outlet. Number one, we enjoy it.
Yes.
And number two, we understand that you guys enjoy it.
Yes.
And this is a release for us. This is educational. We're giving back in a sense. And so, like, you know what I mean? Like, I still got put in 45 minutes extra after I get off this call with my job.
I have several things to do, and y'all really want us to go on Zoom. It's just not going to happen. However,
you know what?
What I may do is I may go live on my channel.
Or we could do an exclusive Zoom later.
Yes, not right now.
Yeah.
Ryan won't do it right now after this.
Yeah.
So we'll do like a special check-in Zoom over the holidays because we both need breaks. Like it's been very busy.
Right.
And we love y'all for watching us. We love y'all for staying with us.
We really do. We appreciate all of this love.
This has been an amazing season. It's been a crazy year, and we thank you guys for indulging us and taking about an hour out of your Tuesday nights to chill with us. So we really appreciate that. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
And to you and yours.
Joyous Kwanzaa.
And joyous
to all of you, my subjects.
Cheerio.
Pip. Top of the morning.
Sorry, we've been really invested in the crown.
It's the crown. Margaret Thatcher is that bitch.
Say bye. Say bye,
Frank. Bye, Frankie. We love y'all. Thank you guys for watching. And the replay will be up on Monday, so catch up on that if you miss us tonight.
Word. Love y'all.
Deuces.
Be safe out here in these streets. Wear your goddamn mask, whether you believe in it or not. Well, just wear that goddamn thing so we can get over this bullshit. Wear your fucking mask and wash your ass. Okay? Stay germ-free.
Truth is, I'm tired.